Hey guys, how's it going? It's Grayson here with the Metal Cow Gaming, and today we're going to be talking about 10 games that came out in 2020 that if you haven't looked at, you should definitely check out. Now, 2020 was kind of a weird year, but it was definitely a great year for gaming. So let me know down below what your favorite games of 2020 were, and let's go ahead and get started. We're going to open it up with a heavy hitter. Animal Crossing New Horizons was the 5th mainline Animal Crossing, and man, did it do a good job of keeping us entertained during the first lockdowns. I know I spent the first few days after release just itching to upgrade my island and build up my small town. I know I wasn't the only one either. Animal Crossing New Leaf, which was the previous mainline game, released way back in 2012, and fans of the series have been absolutely dying for a new one. Partnered with a friend and master businessman, Tom Nook, you get to build the best island to ever be found, later on being able to fully customize the layout and geography of the island. When that gets boring, don't fear, you can also fish, catch bugs, and search for fossils in order to complete your island's very own museum. This game is a game that I think anyone could play and enjoy, and I would even say it's a game that everyone should at least try once. If you haven't tried it already, definitely check it out. Everybody has heard of the incredibly popular first-person shooter Doom. Well, at least I would think that they have. If you like fast-paced action full of blood, gore, and adrenaline-activating gameplay, then this game is for you. Doom Eternal is the sequel to the original Doom reimagining. If you played and enjoyed that one, then this game is more of the same, which is, in my opinion, awesome. There isn't quite another game exactly like it. You play as the soldier and master demon hunter named Doomslayer, and just as his name suggests, you bring doom upon demons. Unlike the first game, which takes place on Mars, as you destroy the demon horde which overrun the Mars base, in this game you are fighting the horde right on our own home planet, Earth. This is a little different to previous games, as in the past they have always taken place either on Mars or in Hell. Either way, this game is a great way to pass the time with mindless fun, and I definitely think it's worth some time. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. The first Last of Us was an amazing game, mind-blowing even. I look back at its release and compare it to the newest PlayStation exclusives and public opinion of them and think one thing. The Last of Us was the PlayStation exclusive that secured Sony's place and their future as the #1 console for exclusives. It's no doubt that many of the best games that have released in the last few years have been PlayStation exclusives, and this next game is one of them. The Last of Us Part 2 is a third-person shooter that plays almost as a movie-like experience. When we last saw Ellie, she was just a little girl, and we played as her guide and friend Joel. This game is a little different. Ellie is older now, and an adult herself, and in this game we get to play as her. The same as the last game, you move through a post-apocalyptic wasteland as you try to stay out of trouble, avoiding enemies both human and zombie alike. The story is fantastic, and the characters are as great as ever. So if you were a fan of the first, give this one a try. Ghost of Tsushima. What can I even say about this game? It was probably my favorite game of the year, and if it wasn't, it was 100% in my top 2. It's an action RPG where you play as a samurai named Jin Sakai, also known as the Ghost. Led by Khotun Khan, grandson of the one and only Genghis Khan, the Mongols are attacking and attempting to take over the island of Tsushima. It's up to Jin to rebuild an army and fight back to save his home. Jin is, well, he's different from other samurai, or at the very least, he looks at the world differently. Throughout the story, he is torn by his need to keep his honor and his need to do whatever it takes to save his home. This game is incredibly fun to play. It's simple if you want it to be, and as complex as you make it. There are tons of side objectives to focus on and a multitude of skills to gain and use as you become more and more powerful. The island of Tsushima is beautiful and exhilarating to explore. If you enjoy the new Assassin's Creed games and wanted one set in Japan as many others have, then this game is for you, I promise. Have you played Ghost of Tsushima? Let me know what you thought about it down below. Speaking of Assassin's Creed, I think this is the best time to mention Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I've been playing this game a ton lately actually, and the more I play it, the more I enjoy it. You play as Eivor, a Viking during the invasion of Britain, where you fight to settle the lands of Anglo-Saxon England. As a Viking, in between your missions, you get to lead raids upon monasteries of England, gathering resources and power in order to grow your newly found settlement of Ravensthorpe. You can explore the map either on foot, horseback, or captaining your own longship. This game is beautiful, and I've had more than my fair share of fun in it. I think that out of all of the RPG based Assassin's Creeds, this one might just be my favorite, and there's just so much to do in this game, it will keep you busy for a long while. As the year comes and the year goes, just like every year for the last 10 years, there was a new Call of Duty. Now I know that I haven't talked about COD too much on this channel, but I am a major Call of Duty fan. I put hours upon hours into this game every year, grinding for the secret camo and trying to hit quad feeds and other clips. Call of Duty Cold War, I'll admit, like most years, isn't too different from any other COD, but hey, what can I say? I'm a man of habit. Personally, I'm really enjoying this year's Call of Duty. I love the weapons, I love the setting, and just about everything else. I've always been a fan of Treyarch's CODs, and this one is no different. Black Ops 1 was many Call of Duty fans' favorite game, and this one is very similar. I've heard some people say that it feels nothing like the original Black Ops, but at least to me it's very reminiscent of it, and I love it. It's up to you whether you check this game out or not, but I know I'll be playing it at least until the new one comes out later this year. What do you guys think about Cold War? Star Wars Squadrons is next on this list, and man is it a cool one. It's a space combat game of course, but instead of playing as a Jedi like in Fallen Order or a ground combatant like in Battlefront, this time you take the fight exclusively to the skies. Well, space, but close enough I guess. You play as either a part of the New Republic or the Galactic Empire and pilot different combat ships in order to take out the enemy team. It's not quite a flight sim, but it still feels very real as you play exclusively from the first person perspective. As you level up, you gain more experience, allowing you to upgrade your starfighter and fight much more confidently. It definitely looks like a game worth checking out if you like Star Wars or even air combat games. Next is Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, the much anticipated Dragon Ball Z action RPG people have been asking for a while now. It's a beautiful game that made me feel just like I was in the show itself. Just like many or maybe all of the other games, you play through the events of Dragon Ball Z and through DLC some of the events from Dragon Ball Super. You get to explore an open world of Dragon Ball as Goku and the rest of the Z fighters, as well as grinding out your stats in order to have a more powerful fighter. You can fish, cook, train, and many more activities and side missions as you explore Earth and even Namek. There's a ton to do in this game, and if you're a fan of Dragon Ball Z like I am, then this is an awesome game. Fall Guys came and went quickly. I won't lie and say it's as popular as it was, but it's also not unpopular either. That being said, I still think it's a great game and it's very fun. The art style and colorful maps does nothing but make me feel happy, and the gameplay is simple yet very fun. You play as a little bean, bird, man thing, and honestly I don't think anyone truly knows what they are, but they sure are dedicated to their cause. If you don't know, Fall Guys is a battle royale type game, except it's a little different from others. Instead of playing on a gigantic map, hunting and hiding from other players trying to be the last one alive like other battle royales, in Fall Guys you race other man bird beans towards the finish line in order to be the last one standing. Your ultimate goal? Take the crown for your own and win the race. There are a lot of different maps it'll have you play on, and they all involve different tactics and minigames. I love to play this game when I don't have a lot of time but want to play something, and it's always a lot of fun. Cyberpunk 2077. What can I say? It's been long awaited, first announced way back in 2012. It finally released in 2020 and honestly to mixed reviews. If you play on a base model Xbox One or PS4, then I would honestly say hold off on this until you can pick the game up on PC, PS5, or Xbox Series X. From what I've heard on base consoles, this game looks muddy and doesn't perform too well. But that being said guys, I played this on my PC, and while yeah, it is a little buggy, it does look pretty darn good in 1440p, and I haven't had many performance issues. Sure, the game could have been kept in development for a little longer, and I agree that it should have, but even now I'm having so much fun playing it. The story is great and there are tons of things to do in Night City. I find the combat to be incredibly fun and it keeps me busy trying different things, from melee all the way to sniping. I'm still exploring all of the cybernetic upgrades I can add to my version of V, and there is still a ton left to find still. I'm over 24 hours into the game and I've only dipped my toes into the shallow end. I think as they update and continue to work on the game, this could become one of the greatest RPGs of all times. What do y'all think of Cyberpunk? Don't be afraid to let me know. That's it for this one guys. Let me know down below what games you liked on this list and what ones you didn't. Let me know which games your favorite of 2020 were if they weren't on this list also. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and do that and leave a like on this video. I love to hear from you guys and we'll have a lot more like this coming.